Welcome, Lion fans, to the Diamond at Leander on the campus of Leander High School. We're getting ready to get underway. The Rouse Raiders are paying a visit to your Leander Lions. Joining me tonight will be Mark Sickles. How are you, Mark?
I'm doing great, Chuck. Getting ready for a great baseball game tonight here at the Diamond.
Yeah, it should be a good one. We've already kind of been thrown for a loop. We expected to be a pitcher's duel may change because circumstances related to getting ready for games sometimes knock players out of the starting lineup, and so we do have those lineups. Do you want to let's talk about the upcoming slate, and then we'll go to Rouse here in a second. Obviously Rouse tonight, and then the Cedar Park Timberwolves, always a strong baseball team, at Cedar Park High School tomorrow evening. That's obviously because it's spring break. You're trying to squeeze those games in. Let the kids have some semblance of time off. Then next Tuesday, the 22nd, Marble Falls will travel to Leander, and that's a good thing, but that means that later on in the season we have to travel to Marble Falls. Yeah,
we'll be making that trek out there, which it's a nice drive, but it's just kind of a pain to get out there.
Yeah. And if it's a late game, which it's a 7 p.m. start, by the time we get out of there, it's going to be dark, and that is always what makes the drive.
Yeah, those little tricky turns there halfway through are a little – you're kind of white-knuckling it around those turns. That's definitely the way it is.
Exactly. And then next Friday we'll have Georgetown pay a visit here. That's the 25th. Saturday the 26th, there is a game at Leander High School. Westwood will pay a visit, a non-district tilt with the 6A Westwood Warriors. And then to round out March, the 29th, the Lions will travel to Liberty Hill. We'll get into April a little bit later. Let's talk about the division standings. Obviously, no one's played a conference game yet, but let's talk about the teams and their records. Run down the conference.
Yeah, so far, and of course, this is all based on what I could find online from high school baseball.
Somewhat accurate.
Yeah, but I mean, looking at their division, I mean, we'll just kind of go through the teams. Leander is in there with the Grizzlies from Glenn, and so far what they're posting is 7-5 overall. Liberty Hill, the Panthers at 12-2. Marble Fall Mustangs at 4-4. Then Rouse comes in at 10-4. Lions are sitting at 9-2 right now. The Cedar Park Timberwolves are at 8-4. Georgetown Eastview Patriots are at 3-6, and then the Georgetown Eagles are at 9-1. So, I mean, this could be a really strong district for baseball. I mean, it's got some really good teams.
And the Lions opened up their season 9-0.
Yep.
And then dropped 2 games in a doubleheader. That was a reschedule of the Leander ISD tournament that had teams from all over the state in to play. Vista, the Lions, and Rouse, I believe. It was Laredo United, College Station, and there was another team.
Some other teams, but due to the weather and all those circumstances, I don't think people really wanted to travel for a maybe game.
Well, and they also knew that once those original games that were scheduled for Friday night were postponed, they had to go home.
Yeah.
And generally speaking, that's a long drive to College Station is much closer, but still, a decent haul, especially with gas prices these days. You know, you don't want to do any extra driving if you don't have to. So, it's a little windy today. It is a nice sunny day, a little bit of clouds, the wind blowing in from center field towards the dugout, and right now it's not too bad at this moment. We will have 2 camera angles again tonight. As long as we have battery power, we should be fine. The Lions appear to be wearing their white pants, likely with a blue jersey is what it appears. The white hat. The Rouse Raiders will be wearing a black jersey with white pants and a black hat, and those, of course, outlined in their maroon and gold.
Yeah, it's basically right around 79 degrees right now. About wind it shows on the radar about 10 miles an hour. We'll see if it keeps up through the evening, but it's a great day for baseball, that's for sure.
Yeah, we'll be getting underway here in looks like about 5-6 minutes. We'll have the pregame and the starting lineup from Frank Flores on the public address announcer role here momentarily. And so we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back on SHN Sports, your home for Lion baseball. Stay with us. Welcome back to Leander High School. We're at the Diamond at Leander, the home baseball field for the Leander Lions. Joining me again, as I mentioned earlier, is Mark Sickles. A welcome addition to the crew tonight. We have two cameras. Right now you're getting to see Coach Matt Grissom have a discussion with the home plate umpire, both from behind and the profile. And, of course, Rouse Raider head coach coming out to join the conversation, which is traditional.
Yeah, Coach Crimpin out there as well. And, of course, talking any, issues with the ballpark or how they're going to make rulings and going through the lineups and the normal stuff that they do out there right before pregame.
Yeah, there was against Vista Ridge, there – a lot of chumminess pregame and then a little chatter during the games, and the umpires even got onto both dugouts at different times during the games. And so, they have to set the tone with the head coaches there initially at home and then, obviously control things as the game wears on.
Yeah, and it changes from umpire to umpire. Sometimes they let them
just like
yell
a strike
little bit.
zone does.
Sometimes they don't, and sometimes they like the chatter. Sometimes they don't. So we'll see how this one goes.
We got an umpire, at least in the late game, that wasn't a fan of dugout chatter in the last game. So at least that's what it appeared like to me.
I kind of enjoy it. It kind of puts a little spice to the games.
I think it adds a little flavor.
Let the kids have some fun out there. Now, if it gets ugly, you don't want that, But obviously when they're growing up with each other and playing with each other on select teams and doing all this, they're going to be that way. Just
well,
so
and
they
I was
can-
going to say, sometimes those things that are said between what are really friends might sound much more vicious than they are.
Yep.
But, that's something umpire does not have knowledge of, is the relationship between, a couple of kids. He may think that it was, just straight out of spite. So, which hopefully he realizes we raise better kids than that out here. Long discussion at home plate here pregame. A little longer than normal. You can hear the wind in my microphone. It picks up now. Now that looks like the wind's blowing a little bit across the outfield, Mark, from left to right.
Yes, we'll get the pregame over here, the national anthem, get all that going here shortly, but looks like the crowd's starting to fill in a little bit more here. That's getting really close to game time, and coaches heading back to their dugouts, so we'll be getting started really soon.
Yeah, we'll turn it over to Frank Flores.
Opening district matchup between the Leander Rouse Raiders and your Leander Lions. Here's your starting lineup for the Rouse Raiders. Batting first, playing second base, number 9, Rainer Heinrich. Batting second, pitching tonight, number 8, Oscar Salazar. Batting third, playing right field, number 7, Caden Casper. Batting fourth, playing first base, number 22, Colby Diaz. Batting fifth, playing third base, number 4, Mikey Caputo. Batting sixth, catching, number 5, Carter Heinrich. Batting seventh, playing shortstop, number 3, Blake Gonzalez. Batting eighth, playing center field, number 10, Landon Miller. And batting ninth, playing left field, number 42, Jack Knight.
That, of course, the visiting Rouse Raiders, and then we'll have the Lions.
For your Leander Lions. Batting first, playing left field, number 11, Caden Wheatley. Batting second, playing second base, number 7, Andrew Quintello. Batting third, playing shortstop, number 2, Jared Cotton. Batting fourth, pitching tonight, number 18, Dylan Capers. Batting fifth, playing third base, number 22, Lucas Flores. Batting sixth, catching, number 21, the Sheriff, Caden Sisson. Batting seventh, playing first base, number 15, Peyton Gordon. Batting eighth, playing right field, number 8, Nathan Seaman. And batting ninth, playing center field, number 5, Aiden Salazar. Your head coach for the Leander Lions, Matt Grissom, assistant coach, Ryan King. Please stand for the national anthem.
Ready to get underway, Mark?
Yep, just about game time here. First district game for Leander and Rouse, so it should be a great one. Players taking their infield warm-up and pitchers warming up. Of course, that's Dylan Capers on the mound, and catching is number 21, Caden Sisson.
Well, I guess one of the rumors I heard was incorrect. The Capers is pitching.
Yep. Yeah, no, one of
That's why you can't trust the grapevine.
one of our friends
Misinformation.
scheduled to pitch got hit with the ball in the batting cage and got some stitches over his eye, so he is not playing tonight. But we wish him well, and I saw him before the game, and looks fine, but he should be back quickly, definitely.
Yeah, he didn't seem too much worse for the wear.
No. Gave him a little street cred, too.
Right. Well, I took one in the eye playing baseball, and it was at practice, and a bunch of balls were scattered in front of the catcher, and the hitter hit it right into those balls, and the coach just picked a random baseball up and threw it to first to throw the runner out. And, of course, I was looking at the catcher.
Right.
Took one right in the eye, so it's not fun. I didn't have stitches, though, so there's that.
So going through the lineup, which you probably heard on the pregame announcement, Wheatley is in left field, Salazar in center field, Seaman in right field. Then at third we have Flores, Cotton at short, Wintello at second, and Gordon at first. So getting ready here for leadoff batter for the Rouse Raiders, number 9, second baseman Carter Heinrich.
Leading off the top of the first for Rouse, number 9.
Rouse always a pretty good baseball program here. We didn't spend a lot of pregame talking about Rouse, but
No, they almost made it to
the
a state championship game last year. They made a nice run deep into the playoffs and just fell a little bit short.
Certainly an early preseason favorite to compete for the district crown. And the Lions, having taken that regular season crown last season, would like to hang on to.
So Capers getting ready for the first pitch here. Outside, ball 1. Third baseman, Flores, creeping in a little bit, see if he wants to bunt. Second pitch a little bit low and outside, 2-0 to Heinrich. We have 2 Heinrichs playing. And we'll get to those when we get through the lineup here. Next pitch, inside corner, strike. Count is now 1-2 here, top of the first.
It's Rayner and Carter Heinrich, brothers.
Another pitch, high fastball, so it goes to 3-1.
Yeah, Heinrich works his way into a hitter count here. Let's see if Capers can make quick work.
So, and inside ball 4, so leadoff batter gets on for Rouse, Reiner Heinrich.
Now batting number 8, Oscar Salazar.
Coming up next, the pitcher for tonight's game, number 8, Oscar Salazar. So Gordon will be holding Heinrich on at first. Capers now in the stretch. Salazar getting ready for the pitch here. Throw over to first. Keeping him close. First pitch a little bit high and inside, ball 1. He's been right around the plate, a little bit low and a little bit high, so testing the umpire, see what he's going to get called. 1-0 count to Salazar. Short lead at first. Throws it back over. Gordon catches it, keeping him close, looking for him to scoot on over to second base, either by stolen base or possibly a bunt. Flores about even with the bag at third.
Almost by definition, you have to be fast to be a leadoff guy.
Fastball outside part of the plate, fouled off, so the count goes to 1-1.
But of course, it is on base percentage that's more important.
Small lead at first. Capers takes a glance over, brings it home. It's inside. The ball gets away from the catcher. Heinrich moves over to second base. So the count will go to 2-1 to Salazar. Runner now in scoring position at second base. No outs here, top of the first at the Diamond. So second short will pinch in a little bit, trying to keep him close to the bag. Capers looks back. Low outside breaking ball.
Check swing that he laid off of it.
Now the count goes to 3-1. Got a base open at first. Pitches up high, ball 4. Second straight walk for Capers.
2 in a row.
Juiced up a little bit here tonight.
Yeah, of course, playing against the Rouse Raiders, you want to have a good outing against a rival.
So stepping into the batter's box is a right fielder, number 7, Caden Casper. Played for our team when I was coaching when they were much younger. So good to see him out here, getting into the box, left-handed batter, hitting third. Having a strong season so far. So runners at first and second, no outs. First pitch by Capers. Fastball right down the middle, strike 1.
He just needs to find that groove. The one that he was been in the last couple of starts.
Squares around a bunt, a little bit low, throws it down to second base, goes out to center field. He's not going to advance.
Nice coverage there by the center fielder for the Lions.
Good job by Sisson keeping that one close. Timeout on the field right now is shortstop for Leander Cotton fixing his pants.
It happens. The older you get, it seems like it happens more often, at least to me.
Capers brings it home, squares the bunt. Strike, he did not put the bat on the ball.
Yeah, it was right down the middle.
Goes to 1-2 now. So Capers getting ahead on the batter here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Strike 3. Nice pitch, low and outside on that outside corner, and that's a first out of the game.
Yeah, Capers really needed that pitch. You know, he kind of started getting into a little bit more of a comfortable groove there in that at bat. You got to dig in here, though. You're facing the cleanup hitter with 2 on, 1 out.
Yeah, and into the box steps number 22, Colby Diaz. 1 out here. Capers takes a look back. Outside, ball 1. Yeah, Diaz has some power.
Well, and the wind's not blowing in enough to knock too many down.
Middle infield playing double play depth.
Tough to catch up with a Capers fastball, though. Drive it.
So the count is 1-0 to Diaz. Here's a pitch. Breaking ball, good pitch, outside corner, 1-1. Capers mixing it up here with most of the batters. 2 walks and then a called strikeout. Fastball hit to third. Off the floors, he's tried to keep it. Keeps it in the infield, but the runners will get on and they will advance. So the bases will be loaded with 1 out here with number 4, the third baseman, Mikey Caputo, coming up to bat. And they score that an error on Flores at third. Tough play.
Yeah,
Got
that
a
thing
glove
was
on it,
smoked
yeah.
down there. There's a reason it's called the hot corner, and that is exactly why right there.
So here's the first pitch from Capers, fouled off. First base side, out of play. Gets ahead of Caputo. So middle infield can turn 2. Corners are slightly in. Looking to possibly get a play at the plate if they can. Inside. Strike 2. Good pitch. Nice hard fastball on the inside part of the plate.
Yeah, that's one of those that real tough to get around on, and even if you do, it's right on your fists. Not a pleasant feeling.
Fouled off again down the first base line, out of play.
Yeah, that one could have been dangerous had he straightened that out a little bit. That was headed towards the corner. Tailed off there, foul.
Way ahead in the count, 0-2, so he can throw what he wants, just don't want to get anything past the catcher here, Sisson. And here's a pitch. Curveball down the third base line. It's fair. One run's going to come in. Another run's going to come in, play at third base. Here's the throw, and he is safe. So double for Caputo, right down the third base line, just inside the chalk. 2 runs come across for Rouse. Heinrich and Salazar. Diaz is now over at third base, and Caputo goes to second on the double. So 2-0 lead here for Rouse, top of the first.
That'll bring Blake Gonzalez. No, wait, Heinrich.
Carter Heinrich.
Carter Heinrich's up at the plate.
So umpires.
You need some baseballs.
Talking to Coach Krempen. So Coach Grissom brings a couple baseballs back. I guess players didn't go get those foul balls that were way down the first base line. Probably sitting over there back by the supports over there. So Carter Heinrich, catcher, now up to bat. 1 out, runners on second and third. Fastball inside for a ball. Looked like a pretty good pitch from Capers.
Yeah, looked like one that was called a strike just recently.
Curveball breaks
Boy,
over
that
for
was
a
good
strike.
pitch right there.
Count goes to 1-1. A little bit low, breaking ball inside part of the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Yeah, need to get an easy out here, infield pop-up or something, get another out without a force at first or on the other base runners. Inside fastball for a ball. Count goes to 3-1. First base is open. Low and outside, ball 4, so bases are loaded once again. Heinrich with the walk, and coming up to bat, 7th batter, number 3, the shortstop, Blake Gonzalez. And they will have a pinch runner for the catcher, Heinrich, and that is number 15. See if I can get a name here. That is Walsh, getting ready to run over at first base. So Leander's got to get out of this inning right here. Need to get a double play, get a ground ball, and turn it and get out of here.
Same thing, against Vista Ridge in the open.
Talk to Capers. Kind of keep everyone under control here.
Yeah, he just wants to settle everyone down. Still only 1 out here in the Raider first, so Lions can't even turn an easy double play.
Got to do it the hard way.
That's right. Well, we can get one of them here with Dylan Capers in his right arm.
Side part of the plate, swing and a miss. Infield now creeping in. Second pitch, high fastball, swing and a miss. 0-2. Good start for Capers on Miller here. So now Miller's going to go down and talk to Coach.
Yeah, as soon as he gets in a groove, let's break it up.
Play ball, Blue.
That's no class right there. That's no class. Really? 0-2?
So Miller steps back into the box. Bases loaded, 0-2 count. Top of the first, 3-0 lead for Rouse. Ground ball gets past Flores, diving to his left. One run will come in. That's a base hit. Just one of those tweeners just far enough outside of third base where it gets by.
Now batting number 42, Jack Knight.
So Caputo comes in for the fourth run, and now up to bat the ninth batter in the lineup, left fielder number 42, Jack Knight. So bases are still loaded, Chuck, with one out.
Yeah, you still got to get that second out here. We're set up for a DP ball, but it just hadn't come our way yet.
Ball gets past. No runner coming in. Did not get a good jump. Good job by Sisson bouncing around back there and quickly getting back to the ball.
Capers getting down to cover. Rouse man missed an opportunity there.
Fastball high. Count goes to 1-1. Just need a force out here at the plate or any bag. Get out of this inning. Curveball broke a little bit outside. Ball 2. Good looking pitch.
Yeah.
Didn't bite on it.
He didn't miss the zone by much either.
Fastball. Good hard fastball outside
That
part of
was
the plate.
it.
Count goes to 2-2. 2 outs here. 4-0 lead for Rouse. Let's get out of this inning.
Yep. Sooner the better.
Ooh. Curveball behind Heinrich. Slipped out of his grip there.
That'll wake you up.
Count goes to 3-2. Full count, 2 outs. Runners will be moving on the pitch.
It was a nice job by Sisson to get a glove on that.
Yeah, that's hard to do when it's behind the batter. Driven deep down the left field line, hooking foul out near the restrooms. Get another shot here.
That's the last thing the Lions need is for an easy one over the left field fence.
Yep. Yeah, it'd be quite a shot with this wind coming in right now. The flags are dropping a little bit, not as hard as it was before. So turns around, looking at second base. Keep them honest. Big pitch right here for Dylan Capers. And called timeout at the plate by Heinrich. Taking a little bit too long in his mind.
Yeah. Well, you can only tense up for so long, and then you got to relax for a second. You need to be relaxed at the plate anyway.
Yep, so Capers gets the sign. Payoff pitch here. Driven to left field, line drive. Goes out there, and it is caught. Caught by Caden Wheatley, so that will be the end of the first. Rouse puts 4 on the board, so Leander will come up. Need some runs, need some base runners, Chuck.
Definitely. We'll be right back. This is Line Baseball on SHN Sports.
We are back here at the Diamond at Leander. Bottom of the first inning. Leander getting ready for their first at-bat, trailing 4-0. Rouse is able to put 4 runs on the board in the first inning with some walks and some key hits. So leading off for Leander, number 11, the left fielder, Caden Wheatley, who caught that third out in the top of the first inning. So need some base runners, Chuck.
And we'll get to see what Oscar Salazar has as well for the Rouse Raiders. Batter's been hitting pretty well early this season, so hopefully they can continue that here into district play because they're going to need them tonight.
Yeah, Oscar Salazar pitched a lot for for Rouse last year into the playoffs. First pitch, a little bit high, ball 1, kind of a fake bunt to see what kind of defense the Raiders had on for a bunt. Third baseman started coming in, first base as well. 1-0 count to Wheatley. Next pitch, fastball inside corner, strike.
Well, that's one thing the line hitters will do. They'll make you throw strikes.
Salazar pitching from the stretch. Curveball a little bit high, left it up high. Count goes to 2-1. Another ball high. Count goes to 3-1. Good eye by Wheatley.
And Wheatley's going to get on any way he can. He's walked numerous times early in the season.
3-1 count. He's looking for his pitch right here. High ball 4, so Wheatley gets on. Did his job.
Now batting number 7, Andrew Buentello.
Stepping in now, the second baseman, number 7, Andrew Buentello. Four 4-0 lead. Leander has their first batter on base, so let's see what Buentello can do. Third baseman is in quite a ways, looking for a bunt. Fastball down the middle, strike 1.
Looked a little high to me, but
small lead at first base for Wheatley. Salazar looks over. Now he throws. Back in plenty of time. Diaz with the catch over there at first base. Takes his time. Brings it home. Shot down first base. Diving catch by Diaz. Goes back and steps on first base. Nice play. Diving to his right to get the first out.
essentially a sacrifice.
Yep.
He turned to bunt
Yep.
like he was going to bunt anyway. So, in my opinion, no harm, no foul, because that was a great play by Diaz at first, and that ball was just a hair from getting out into right field.
Yep, so now batting the shortstop number 2, Jaron Cotton. Runner at second base in scoring position, 1 out. Curveball inside corner, strike 1.
Lions need to get a couple of runners across, played a couple of runs here and answer.
Wheatley with the decent lead at second. Salazar looking back. Brings it to the plate. Low ball. Hit the dirt. Carter Heinrich, pretty good stop behind the plate, keeping that from going to the screen. Count goes to 1-1 with 1 out here, bottom of the first. Leander trailing 4-0, but they have a runner in scoring position. Another curveball fouled off. Count goes to 1-2.
I'd like to see Cotton just lift one right here into left field, shallow left field. They're playing the left fielder over a little bit. I guess that's more of a standard position. But there's a bit of a gap there on the third baseline. Put one over there. That'll plate Wheatley for sure.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's a pitch from Salazar. Looks like he went. He chased a curveball outside, tag him out at the plate. just to make sure, and that's a second out for Leander.
He really wanted to turn on it, just like I was saying. He just went after one that was too far outside. Well, hopefully Capers can help his cause out on the mound here at the plate.
Yep, Dylan Capers, number 18, batting in the cleanup spot. 2 outs here, bottom of the first. Wheatley still at second base. Salazar gets the sign. Fastball outside, ball 1. Capers digs in, looking for a ball to drive right here. Fastball high, count goes to 2-0.
Yeah, Salazar is going to be cautious with Dylan Capers at the plate. He's got quite a bit of power, and he can get it deep in the outfield.
2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Outside breaking pitch, ball 3.
He's not going to chase that.
First base is open, maybe trying to pitch around him here. Play for the force with 2 outs. Not giving him anything fat to hit here. 3-0 count. High, almost got past the catcher. That's ball 4. So Capers gets on with the walk.
Now batting number 22, Lucas Flores.
So Lucas Flores, a third baseman, number 22, coming up to bat. 2 outs, runners at first and second.
Big opportunity here for the third baseman of the Lions. He can really help out in the cause here against the Rouse Raiders tonight.
Looks like we have a pinch runner at first.
Courtesy runner.
Yep. That was for Capers, who got the walk. And now Crimpen's going to take a walk to the mound. 2 outs here. Leander needs to get a run, trailing 4-0 here early in the game. It'd be nice to put 1 or 2 across here to say, hey, we're here.
Yeah, I'd like to see a crooked number if possible. I'd go for one over that right field fence here. You just got to pull it and keep it a little straight. But, you know, I'll take anything to get Wheatley across. He's got enough speed to score from second on a base hit just about anywhere except for in the infield.
Yeah, Damian Stout is the courtesy runner at first. So we have Wheatley at second, Stout at first, Flores stepping into the box. Left-handed batter here. Outfield, center fielder and right fielder creeping over a little bit towards first base line. Here's the first pitch. Oh, it got him.
Bases loaded, though.
Bases loaded, so Flores.
Mark, though.
Flores will head to first. Damian to second. Stout, and then Wheatley over to third. So now stepping into the box, catcher, number 21, Caden Sisson.
Would be a good clutch hit for Caden Sisson, the sheriff, to come up to the plate and help out the cause here.
Yeah, I don't think Salazar wanted to plunk Flores there with putting a man on third base, pass ball, get someone in across the plate. So big opportunity here for Sisson. Just drive one through the infield and let's get a run across. 2 outs here, bottom of the first. Outfield playing straight away, infield playing back with 2 outs. Here's a pitch from Salazar. High and outside, ball 1. It's kind of what Sisson wanted. Hey, let's get a ball out there. Hey, you better throw a strike. Looking for something here to hit.
Yeah, Sisson's not going to get fooled too much at the plate, especially with those way outside pitches.
Low, ball 2.
Or in the dirt.
So this is the pitch that Sisson wants right here, 2-0. See if he tries to bring some type of breaking ball, but he's probably just going to bring a fastball and try and get a strike. Fastball.
Oh, man.
Yep.
That was a
on the outside corner.
Call,
Yep.
a little bit high.
So the count goes to 2-1 to Sisson. Still a good time to see if you can see your pitch and drive it. Breaking ball. Oh, he called that one a strike. That was outside. Don't agree with that call. Count goes to 2-2, 2 outs. Bottom of the first. Salazar gets a sign. Sisson getting ready. Strike 3. Fastball low and outside. Sisson was unable to drive that to right field, so that's it for Leander in the bottom of the first. Got a couple runners on, but no runs. So
3 LOB.
Yep, so after 1 is Rouse 4, Lion 0. Heading
We'll
to the
right
top
back
of the second.
On SHN Sports.
Welcome back to Leanderland Baseball and SHN Sports. Mark Sickles with Chuck Crazy here, getting into the top of the second inning. Rouse has a 4-0 lead. Oscar Salazar getting ready for the first pitch from Capers, ball 1. Salazar had a walk in the first inning. Came across to score. Curveball breaking over for a strike. Count goes to 1-1. Pitcher against pitcher here. Curveball inside, ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike. Just a bit inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Good looking pitch.
Yeah, not getting many calls.
So Salazar ahead in the count here, 3-1. Capers with the fastball, strike. Full count now to the leadoff batter in the second inning. Here's a windup. Oh, it hit him on the left shoulder. You know he didn't want to do that.
Yeah, that.
And now he's
feel
talking.
good.
Now he's talking to Sisson behind the plate, like he really wanted to put him on.
With a full count. When it would have just been just as easy to throw a ball, right?
Yep.
Obviously, not what Dylan Capers intended. Now it looks like the home plate umpire is just bringing him a baseball, I guess.
Well, he's probably saying something to him.
You know, it's
You usually don't do that on a 3-2 count, maybe a 1-0 count if you really want to hit someone, but not deep in the count like that. Why are you going to waste 5 pitches and then hit them?
We're not in summer weather here in Texas, but
So,
I mean, come on.
Yep, so Caden Casper in. Thrower to first, gets past first baseman. Salazar is going to go to second. See if he's going to take a turn to third, and he is. Gordon way down the first base line gets the ball in. So Salazar trots over to first base on the throw over to first that got away. Casper struck out looking the first time up, and now he has a runner at third with Salazar. Infield playing in. Capers from the windup. Looking to bunt. Looks like a little bit low. They called that a ball. Flores now in on the grass at third. Gordon just right off the grass. Curveball over for a strike. Count goes to 1-1. Kasparinen batting left-handed. Fastball outside and low. Ball 2. Capers taking a little bit of time here. Gets the sign. 2-1 count. Fastball driven to center field. Salazar is back. He caught it. Trying to make a throw at the plate, but deep enough where he didn't have a chance with Salazar in at third. So Casper gets the RBI. 1 out here.
Fly.
Score is now 5-0 Rouse.
And he did exactly what he was asked to do.
And stepping in now, Colby Diaz, number 22. First pitch, and he plunked him, so he'll trot over to first, and the umpire is heading out to make sure there's no scuffle out there between the pitcher and the batter. Dylan's getting a little upset with the umpire coming out and talking to him. And now Coach Grissom's going to go out as well. Capers got to keep his cool out there. He's still got to pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, he a little chatter here in the box. You're not going to throw a curveball to hit somebody.
Right, exactly. He's obviously having a little bit of control problem.
So
a little soreness.
Looks like
in the arm
Capers
or
is
something.
going to head out. I think that'll be it for him. And it looks like, yep, he will be done for the evening.
Bringing in number 10 for the Lions, and that is Max Kreitz.
Yep. So Kreitz will take a few warm-up pitches here. Diaz is at first base with the hit by pitch. Yeah, 1 out here, top of the second. Let's see, I think that was 1. We've had a couple players hit by pitch so far. That was, 2 in that inning from Capers.
Yeah. I think there was 1 in the first as well. It just shows that he's having a little bit of control issues. That could stem from a number of things. Tightness in a variety of different muscle groups in your body can cause that. Just a stressful day sometimes can affect you. You come and play here in the evening, and who knows what the day was like. So obviously.
Yeah, it looked like he had just a little bit of control problems tonight
But
compared to some of the other games
I
where he was
didn't
just
notice-
throwing BBs in there.
Right. I didn't notice a drop-off in speed, but I did notice fewer fastballs than what we would typically see. So, we'll just see. It's a long season.
Yep.
So.
Oh, definitely. So Kreitz is still warming up there, coming in. Second inning with 1 out. Really nice night here at Leander. So coming up to bat,
Mikey Caputo.
Caputo, second baseman number 5, runner at first base, 1 out. So Sisson's going to head out and talk to Kreitz, make sure they have their signs correct.
It's a pretty nice sunset there here at the Diamond at Leander. If you're thinking of something to do, come on out. There's still plenty of baseball left in tonight's game.
Diaz, a runner at first. Caputo getting ready to bat here, and this will be the first pitch for Kreitz tonight. Middle infield at double play depth. Outfield playing pretty much straight away. And Kreitz gets a sign. First pitch, breaking ball low. Ball 1. Caputo had a double earlier right down the third base line, just over the bag. Fastball for a strike. May have been a breaking pitch, but either way it was a strike. Count goes to 1-1. Diaz not a big lead over at first base. Kreitz takes a glance. Now he throws.
He's going to hold him there tight.
Strike on the inside corner. Count goes to 1-2. See if Kreitz can get a big out here in the second inning. Gets a sign, looks over at Diaz at first. Throws over again. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here. Top of the second inning. Oh, looks like he almost got him. And the ball goes into right field as Sisson tries to throw it down the first base line, gets past Gordon. Diaz will go to second base. They did not call that a strike. Check swing, looked pretty close to me.
Coach Grissom's coming out to see.
And he's going to say, no, he did not go around. Appealed to the umpire at second base. Count goes to 2-2 now, runner in scoring position. Breaking ball, pop fly, short right field, second baseman going out, and he is able to make the catch. So that'll be the second out here in the second inning.
Now batting number 5, Carter Heinrich.
And that was Buentella with a nice play, drifting out to shallow right field. So now coming up to bat, number 5, the catcher, Carter Heinrich. He got on with a walk in the first inning. Pitch by Kreitz, a little bit low, ball 1. See if Kreitz can get out of this inning. Coming in with a runner on first base. Now there's 2 outs. Inside pitch.
Ooh, close.
Ball 2. 2-0 count.
That's what you call chin music. Hope Heinrich shaved.
Let's get a little ground ball here and get out of the inning. Strike. Count goes to 2-1. Fastball that was up, but they called it a strike. Kreitz looks back. Here's a pitch. Breaking ball, good looking pitch. He did not call it, so it's going to go to ball 3. Wow.
You could see the frustration from Caden Sisson,
Yep.
the catcher.
That looked like a really good pitch. Breaking ball, catching that outside part of the plate, but ball 3. So Kreitz kind of gets his, calms down, takes a turn towards second. 3-1 count to Heinrich. Fastball inside, strike 2. Full count here with 2 outs. Runner likely not going since there's not a runner at first. Oh, a little bit low by Kreitz. It's going to be ball. Throw down to third base. Ball gets away, goes out to the outfield, and Diaz is going to come in to score. Yeah, we've seen quite a few of those, Chuck. Some throws and balls on some gloves and kind of getting away from people in extra bases. Unfortunate. So the score is now 6-0 Rouse. 2 runs across in the second inning.
Yeah, some of the plays tonight are atypical of line baseball, especially defensively. And you're right. You know, some pass balls that aren't typical.
Throws a little bit off. Gloves not getting all the way to him. Yeah, just an inch here and an inch there, and we wouldn't have, quite a few of these runs come across for Rouse. So now into bat, shortstop number 3, Blake Gonzalez.
Sisson's going to pay a visit to Max Kreitz. Just need to get the 1 out.
Yep.
Got a runner at first. Looks like the entire infield's going to pay a visit.
Yeah, just having a talk out there and just pumping everybody up, and let's get out of this inning. Let's go. Let's go hit.
Right. Oh, it needs 1 out. Let's get it.
Keep your heads, calm down. Don't get emotional out there. Next pitch, next ground ball. Heinrich. Slight lead at first base. Pitch to Gonzalez, steal. Throw down to second base. Good throw. Oh, just got there in time. I don't agree with that. Good.
Come on.
Good tag put down there. Wow. My Buntello catching the hop, but they're going to call him safe at second base.
Was that a ball?
Not sure. I think it is. 1-0 count to Gonzalez. Here's a pitch. Whoa.
It looked like a strike.
Looked like a strike to me. Called a ball inside.
Just because
2-0.
the hitter turns a little bit doesn't mean that it was that close. Plus, he could be crowding.
So Kreitz looking at a 2-0 count to Gonzalez. Here's a pitch. Breaking ball fouled off down the first baseline. Foul.
It was well out of play.
Kreitz gets a sign. 2-1 count. Low and outside, ball 3. Sisson quickly gets a ball. Runner stays at second base. First base is open. But let's see if we can get this out here. Number 7 batter up. Fly ball may be playable. Nope, it's drifting out of third base side, foul ball. So count goes to 3-2. Good job by Kreitz battling back. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here, top of the second inning. Heinrich at second. Gonzalez in, getting ready for the pitch here. Love to see a strikeout here by Kreitz. Fouled off again.
This is a long inning, too. Long half inning, I should say.
So Kreitz, here we go. Full count. Payoff pitch again. A little bit low and inside. Should be ball 4, isn't it?
I guess.
Oh,
that's ball 3.
Oh, maybe we had it wrong up on the board. Okay.
Yeah,
so now it's
very possible.
Okay. 3-2 count now. My mistake. I was reading off the scoreboard. So here we go. Just low. He gets on base with the walk. So coming up now, number 10, center fielder Landon Miller. Force out now at third, second, or first. Miller had a single in the first inning.
Kreitz just wants to make sure he doesn't get too big of a lead here.
First pitch, pop up in the infield, high. Buentello getting under it. And he is able to make that out. Third out. So Rouse able to put 2 on the board. 6-0 lead. And Leander will be coming up bottom of the second. We'll be right back. You're listening to Leander Line Baseball on SHN Sports.
Welcome back.
So we are back at the Diamond. Leander trailing 6-0 and up to bat here. Bottom of the second inning, number 15, first baseman Peyton Gordon. Gonzalez still pitching for Rouse. And Gonzalez once again pitching from the stretch. That's his normal pitch. Gordon digs in. First pitch outside, ball 1.
Oh, the umpire was really wanting to call that. He just leaned that way.
Fastball. Ground ball to shortstop, throws across, and they get them.
Nice stretch by Diaz there at first to make the play.
Gonzalez with the ground ball, backhand, throws across the diamond to Diaz, gets him out. So 1 out here for Leander. Coming up to bat now, number 8. Right fielder Nate Seaman. He's been hot with the bat so far this season. See if he can get on base. First pitch from Salazar, low and outside, ball. Fastball high, ball 2. Need to get some base runners on. 2-0 count to Seaman here with 1 out, bottom of the second. Inside, but he calls fastball strike on the inside part of the plate. Count goes to 2-1.
Yeah, the strike zone is inconsistent tonight.
Low and outside, 3-1. Good opportunity here for Seaman. Looking for a pitch or get on base on the walk. Salazar brings it. Foul ball down the first base line, foul. So count goes to 3-2 now. See if Seaman can drive one through here. Full count. Pitch from Salazar. Low, ball 4. He gets on base. That's what they needed, to get a base runner on. Get him a little bit out of his rhythm. Now up to bat, center fielder, number 5, Aiden Salazar. So Seaman's on first with 1 out. It's a little bit of a lead over at first. Salazar brings it. Big swing by Salazar, misses, strike 1.
A pretty good breaking pitch.
Inside fastball, strike 2. So the count goes to 0-2 on Salazar here.
You'll need to protect that plate.
Low, gets away, gets back to the screen. Runner will advance. Seaman to second base. Got the runner to second base, 1 out. Now he's in scoring position. See if Salazar can put one in the gap.
Seaman's got plenty of speed to get home, too.
1-2 pitch. 1 out here, bottom of the second. Salazar looks back. Here's a pitch. Fouled off by Salazar. Stays alive. Now he's seen most of his pitches here. Another opportunity here for Leander. Unable to score in the first with a couple runners on. They have one on here in the second. 1-2 pitch. Outside high. 2-2.
With this umpire, that was pretty close to a strike.
Breaking ball outside. Salazar unable to catch it, so that'll be the second out. So now back to the top of the lineup. Left fielder Caden Wheatley coming in. He had a walk in the first inning. 2 outs here for Leander. Infield, middle infield playing back. Third baseman playing inside the bag. Outfield playing pretty much straight away. First pitch by Salazar. Low and outside, ball. Pretty good stop by Heinrich behind the plate to keep that from going to the screen. 1-0 count. See if Wheatley can drive him in right here with the base hit.
I don't want to leave another runner on. Left 3 on in the first.
Ball up the middle. Shortstop's got it, throws it across, and that is the 3rd out.
Pretty good throw because Wheatley was motoring down the line and real close play, but in time.
So that'll be it. After 2 innings, Leander trails 6-0. We'll be back for the top of the 3rd. You're listening to Leander Lions Baseball on SHN Sports.
Welcome back to the Diamond at Leander. Lions trailing by 6-2. Rouse Raiders at the plate. Coming to the plate, we have number 42 for the Raiders.
Yeah. Jack Knight.
Yeah, Jack Knight. Yeah, we probably need to turn the light on here. I'm getting a little old. First pitch delivery, a called strike from Kreitz to Knight. Kreitz working quickly from the stretch, 0-1 delivery. Up in the strike zone, called a ball, 1-1 count. That one slapped to third. Flores came at him hard. He's unable to handle it. It's going to be a base runner on an error at third base.
Now batting number 9,
So
Rainer Heinrich.
that'll bring up the leadoff hitter for the Rouse Raiders here in the coming back up in the 3rd inning. That's Carter Heinrich. Heinrich walked and was force out in his second at bat. First pitch delivery, a strike.
Good pitch by Kreitz coming inside.
Yeah.
Getting that first pitch across for a strike, get ahead in the count.
He also makes the hitter uncomfortable a little bit and forces him back. And so Kreitz working a little more slowly with a runner on, 0-1 delivery. Called strike on the inside corner, gets out ahead 0-2 quickly.
Good job by Kreitz, throwing it inside and getting some strikes.
Kreitz winds, delivers high, almost setting up Sisson for a throw in case Knight decided he wanted to scoot on down to second.
Yeah, tried to do a high fastball, see if he'd chase it. A little bit too high, but pretty good pitch.
Back to first quickly is Kreitz, not in time. Knight sliding in. Still a 1 ball, 2 strike count to Carter Heinrich.
Need a double play right here by Leander.
It needs something to go our way, that's for sure. Inside, the count will even up at 2. You know, a double play is just what the doctor ordered for the defense and the motivation for the team. Kreitz will step off the rubber. Force Jack Knight back to first. And Heinrich to reset.
Oh.
Back to first again. That one a little bit high on the delivery over there. Good job by Peyton Gordon to get a glove on that.
Yeah, almost another one got away. Seen quite a few from both teams here in the first game at district play.
2-2 pitch inside. He went around for a strikeout. That'll bring Oscar Salazar, the opponent's starting pitcher, to the plate. He walked in his first at bat, and he was hit by a pitch, his second. So he's been on the bases both opportunities. We'll see what he can here against Kreitz. That pitch inside for a ball.
Yeah, pretty good pitch by Kreitz, low and inside.
Second base umpire trying to get the Rouse dugout in order. Turn and throw. Oh, that tag close. Nice throw there by Kreitz. And nice job by Gordon there to get the tag, but
almost
not quite
got him.
in time.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Very close. Kreitz delivers the 1-0. Inside, Sisson's up throwing on the steal attempt. They got him this time.
Nice job. Good throw. Didn't slide at second base. Probably his mistake right there, but great job by Sisson throwing it down, and Leander getting that out right there, the second out.
That's a 2-6 on the steal attempt for out 2. Still a 1-0 count here, or 2-0 count rather. Now 3-0 count to Oscar Salazar.
Yeah, Sisson checking to make sure the count is what it is.
He wanted to make sure because the umpire was asked by the hitter, Salazar, and he seemed almost hesitant. Called strike on the inside corner there from Kreitz to run the count to 3-1.
Yeah, taking all the way. Kind of basically standing up in the box, see if he can.
That's a base hit to center field by Salazar and fielded by Aiden Salazar of the Lions. So the Rouse Raiders will have a base runner here. Coming to the plate will be Caden Casper. Surely they call him KK. Lefty will step in. Runner on, 2 outs to face Max Kreitz. Come on, that looked like a strike to me. Called a ball.
Yeah, both of these players grew up playing on teams and playing against each other on baseball teams, so they know each other well.
Kreitz and Casper.
Yep.
Sounds like a law firm. 1-2 pitch. Grabbing the outside for a called strike. That'll even the count at 1. Lions looking to get out of this inning with their first shutout of the Rouse Raiders in their half inning.
Ooh.
Just missing there on the outside. It's a 2-1 count.
Good looking fastball outside.
Looked like a strike to me. You know, granted, we don't have the same perspective as the home plate umpire, but Sisson didn't complain. Quick throw to first, not in time.
Yeah, see if Kreitz can get a strikeout here. He's done well since he's come in the second inning. Now pitching in the third.
That one fouled out of play. The count will remain. No, actually, it'll run even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Casper will dig back in. Kreitz Starts his windup, delivers, runner going. Sisson's throw, one hops into center field, and the runner safe at second. So that'll put a runner in scoring position with a full count to Salazar, or not,
Casper.
to Casper. Salazar is at second unless they pinch courtesy run for him, and it doesn't look like they did. Fly ball. It's going to shallow of the outfield, just outside of the infield, handled by Jaron Cotton for out 3. And we'll move to the bottom of the third inning. Lions looking to put some runs on the board. They need to at least get a hit off Salazar here. He's gone through 2 innings and hasn't given up a hit yet. So we'll be right back here on SHN Sports. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Diamond at Leander. Coming up to the plate for the Lions, Andrew Buentello. He'll be leading off the third. The Lions able to hold Rouse scoreless there in the third after giving up 4 in the first and 2 in the second. And they look to try to answer here and see if they can get some hits, some base runners, and plate some runs against the Rouse starter, Oscar Salazar. He'll remain on the mound, and why not? He's throwing no-hit baseball for the Raiders. Beautiful night out here at the Diamond. First pitch delivery. Swinging from Buentello for strike 1. Second pitch delivery, fouled back, and that's going to run the count to 0-2. Buentello a little bit frustrated as he steps out of the batter's box because he felt like he could have driven that one. And when it comes straight back like that into the net, you know you're that close to really driving it. Salazar with the 0-2 pitch. High, ball 1.
Yeah, Buentello had a shot down the first baseline, and Diaz was able to field it and get him out.
Yeah, that would have been the hit,
first,
too. And he'll go down swinging for the first out in the line third, and that'll bring Jaron Cotton, the line shortstop, to the plate. Cotton struck out, swinging in his first at bat. We had an opportunity to see Oscar Salazar, and we'll see what he can do here as second at bat here in the third. There's the pitch. Outside, just a bit outside.
Yeah, Leander's got to put some pressure on Salazar. They've had a couple base runners.
Fly ball on the first base side out of play for the first strike in the at-bat.
They just haven't been able to put any runs across. Haven't had that key hit.
They left 4 on in the first and 1 on in the second, so they had the opportunity. They had the people in position to score, but you got to get them across. It's a 1-1 count. to Cotton. Salazar delivers high. And the home crowd starts with the Seagull chant. Ball, ball, ball.
Yeah, it's just smoke one up the middle right here. Let's get him on base.
2-1 delivery from Salazar.
Oh, my gosh.
That was the catcher getting credit for that strike as he frames that outside pitch. The count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Wow, I did not see that.
Cotton going after one low. Fouls it off on the third base side. The count will remain even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. Outside check swing from Cotton. They're going to say he went around, and Cotton displeased with that. That is the second strikeout of the inning for Salazar. That'll bring Max Kreitz to the plate, who came in for Dylan Capers on the mound. And he'll take over the cleanup spot in the batting order for the Lions. First pitch from Salazar, high.
Somebody's got to start something.
Yeah, even if it's with 2 outs, let's get a rally going. One-two pitch outside.
Good job by Kreitz. Holding off, swinging on that one, 2-0 count. This is what you want as a batter right here.
Here's the 2-0.
He took his cut. Oh, good swing.
Yeah, big cut. He just couldn't get it as the fastball got by him. Lions still looking for that first hit. 2-1 delivery from Salazar. Right up at Salazar. He catches it. He's going to throw it to first just in case, but it looked like unless it bounced, he had caught that one anyway. So we will head to the top of the 4th inning here at the Diamond at Leander. Stay tuned here on SHN Sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Diamond at Leander. Coming up to the plate for Rouse is going to be Colby Diaz, the first baseman for the Rouse Raiders.
Yeah, Diaz got on by an error and hit by pitch.
He scored 2 runs as well. First pitch delivery, a ball. And that's just it. They've had runners on for a variety of reasons, and they plated them. That's the difference in today's game.
They've had a couple errors, a couple little key hits that have just gotten
3
by.
errors for the Lions.
A couple pass balls to get extra bases.
Yeah, not
good pitch.
I said it earlier. It's just atypical of Lion baseball, and hopefully they'll settle down here over the last half of this game and be able to at least dig into this lead and maybe come back. Slapped to third. Flores throw not in time. It's going to get by the first baseman. And the runner's going to advance all the way to third base. And so the Raiders will have a runner at third with no outs.
Yeah, that would have been a tough play because that was a high hopper to Flores at third. Had to force the throw over to first. He may have been able to beat it out anyway, but it got past the first baseman, Gordon, so he trots over to third.
Yeah, they scored an E5. Coming to the plate is going to be Mikey Caputo for the Raiders. Playing over at third. He'll take a strike on the first pitch from Max Kreitz. Oh, one delivery. Ooh, that one stayed inside a little bit.
Good looking pitch by Kreitz.
Yeah. Pretty good job of laying off of that by Caputo. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Fly ball. Getting out into the outfield. It's going to be dropped, and that'll score a run.
Get him at first. Got to throw it. Got him.
And they'll get the runner in the rundown, but that's going to be an error on the second baseman. And then an out and a rundown. That'll bring Carter Heinrich, the catcher, to the plate for Rouse. He had 2 walks so far this evening. He was left on base both times. Lions with 5 errors in this game. Slap foul on the third base side, strike 1.
Yeah, Leander just kind of playing out of sorts here.
Yeah, it's atypical of line baseball. It really is. Big cut there. Nice pitch from Kreitz to get up in the count 0-2. No one on, 1 out. Kreitz with the 0-2 pitch high. That delivery from Kreitz a little low. The count's going to even up at 2. Here's the 2-2.
Good pitch by Kreitz.
Sets him down. So it's the second out in the Raider fourth, and that'll bring Gonzalez, the shortstop for the Raiders, to the plate. Gonzalez also with 2 walks and also stranded both times. He'll take the first pitch and drive it out of play, foul.
Kreitz getting ahead. Done a pretty good job so far tonight.
Kreitz with the 0-1 and a called strike on the inside corner with that one. Lions can get out of this inning here with a good pitch from Max Kreitz here. He winds, delivers. Oh, just missing a little bit high.
Yep.
Heinrich will dig back in here to face Kreitz. Max with the 1-2. Fouled out of play. The count will remain a ball and 2 strikes here with 2 outs. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Foul off to stay alive. That pitch inside, but Heinrich was with 2 strikes. He's not taking any chances up there.
Yeah, Leander's got to get out of this inning right here. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Get a strikeout or an easy out. Let's get out of this inning.
Yeah, let's not give up any more base runners. The 1-2 delivery.
Oh, good looking pitch.
Come on. That looked like a strike to me. 2-2 count.
Wow.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the Rouse Raider 4th inning. Kreitz winds, delivers the 2-2. It's going to be a fly ball. It's going to be playable by Jaron Cotton, the shortstop. He's under and he makes the play for out number 3 in the Raider 3rd. We'll head to the bottom half of the 4th. We'll head to the bottom half of the 4th inning here on SHN Sports. I'm Chuck Gracie. For Mark Sickles, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Diamond at Leander. Coming to the plate for Leander, the 3rd baseman, Lucas Flores, his first at bat. He was hit by a pitch and stranded at first. So he will have an opportunity to get the line rally started here against Oscar Salazar, who to this point is pitching a no-hitter against the Lions. We'll see if he can keep that up. But Flores looking to break up the no-hitter and start the rally here for the Lions in the 4th inning.
Yeah, we need to get something, get a double here, get him on second base with no outs.
Something to pump the crowd up. First pitch outside. And the Seagulls start up. Salazar with the 1-0. It's outside as well.
Good start for Flores.
He's got a good count here, 2-0. Nobody out, nobody on. Slap to the second baseman, and he handles it for the 4-3. And out 1 here in the line 4th. That'll bring to the plate Caden Sisson. He struck out his first at bat.
When Leander's hit the ball, they put some pretty good contact on it. They're just hitting it right at the defensive players. Haven't had those first couple innings, just getting past some of the defenders on the Lions out there in the field.
First pitch to Sisson, a called strike. He was taken all the way there. Oh, 1 delivery. Slap to left field. That's going to be a base hit. Potentially it is. And Sisson breaks up the no-hitter with a base hit to left field.
And that's what they needed. They needed to get a base runner on. Put some pressure on him.
That'll bring Peyton Gordon, the first baseman, playing first base, to the plate. He, in his first at bat, grounded into a 6-3.
Yeah, we need to put some pressure on right now. Let's take advantage of this.
Gordon taking a little bit of time. Now he's digging in.
Umpire wasn't ready.
Well, that could be why Gordon was taking his time. Certainly Oscar Salazar noticed. The Rouse pitcher, he'll step on the mound, glance at first. First delivery here to Gordon outside. One 1-0 pitch. Gordon thinks about it, and he's able to check that swing.
Good job by Gordon holding off on that one. Now he's got a hitter's pitch right here, 2-0 count. Runner at first.
Salazar delivers, and that one grounded to short. 6-4-3, not in time. Is Gordon able to beat out the throw? So a fielder's choice for out 2 in the line fourth. That'll bring Nate Seaman to the plate. He walked his first at bat and was stranded at second base in the second inning. Salazar winds, delivers outside. Ball. Salazar winds, delivers the 1-0. Chopped foul by Seaman. That'll even the count. Heinrich watching the line runner at first base closely. Gordon not even getting a real big lead here.
No, keeping them close.
1-1 pitch. Fly ball, it's in play. Second baseman able to get over and get it on the line for the third out here in the line fourth. So we'll head to the top of the fifth inning here on SHN Sports, your home for Lion Baseball. Coming up for the Rouse Raiders going to be Landon Miller, followed by Jack Knight. And then we'll get back to the top of their lineup for Carter Heinrich. Stay with us here on SHN Sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Diamond at Leander. Kreitz remains on the mound for the Lions. Coming to the plate is going to be number 10, Landon Miller, the center fielder for Rouse.
Had a single and a pop-up so far tonight.
Swinging on the first delivery. Was in the dirt, but going to be a strike.
Good pitch
0-1.
by Kreitz.
Yep.
He's done a good job tonight. He's thrown strikes, given up 1 run so far. May have been unearned. We'll have to look our book, but he's done a pretty good job. Hasn't had too many walks or anything like that.
The 0-1 delivery is going to be fouled back, and he's up in the count to Miller. No balls and 2 strikes. Kreitz winds, delivers the 0-2. Sisson's
There you
set
go.
up outside, but he gets him swinging.
Sits him down. Good job by Kreitz. Strike 3.
So that'll bring to the plate the 9-hitter in the batting order for the Raiders, Jack Knight. He's playing in left field tonight. He was grounded out into a 3-2 in the first inning and got on with an error in the third. He was stranded at first.
Kreitz starting off with the strikeout.
First pitch delivery to
Ooh,
Knight,
good
just
pitch.
missing outside. 1-0 count. Kreitz working quickly. Inside, it's 2-0. Delivery from Kreitz. Called strike.
Yeah, crowd a little upset with the calls at the plate. Some of those are looking really good.
It's just inconsistent. That's the problem. Strike zones are tight sometimes. Strike zones are loose sometimes. But it's whether or not they're consistent that's key. It's a 3-1 count now to Knight on that pitch. That one slapped to left field for a base hit. Runner rounds first and remains there. Good play there in left field by Caden Wheatley for the Lions. And that'll bring to the plate the catcher Carter, or I'm sorry, he's
Reiner.
the second baseman, Reiner.
Reiner, yep.
Obviously related to the catcher Carter. Well, not obviously, but likely. First pitch fouled back. And so Kreitz will keep an eye at first with Knight over there. Sisson's got 1 throw out today, and he's had a couple of a few that were a little off target. A couple at second and 1 at first, which again is atypical.
Yep.
Of
Usually spot on. He was Defensive Player of the Year last year, and there's a shot to center field.
that one is potentially going to, and it falls for a hit. And the Raiders are going to have runners on the corners.
Oh, ball gets past
but
on the
runner
slides.
stays. But the runner at first, Reiner Heinrich, advances to second, and so the Raiders will have runners at second and third here with 1 out. And Oscar Salazar, the opposing pitcher, coming to the plate. Salazar walked his first at bat. He was a hit by a pitch in his second at bat. And it looks like he did score a run there after, or both times he scored a run.
Now batting number 8, Oscar Salazar.
So he's yet to have an official at bat, but he scored 2 runs.
Yeah, 1 out, got first base open. Infield is coming in, trailing 7-0 here.
Yeah, they can ill afford to give up any more runs. First delivery called strike. Well, this is one of those moments that Kreitz needs to just focus on the hitter here and see if he can get an out. Defense worry about keeping the runners from getting across the plate. And Kreitz 0-2 after that delivery.
Way to get ahead.
The 0-2 pitch. That one slapped foul, and Salazar just barely got a piece of that one to stay alive. Kreitz looking to get his second strikeout of the inning here. Count remains a ball, no balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, 2 runners on. Kreitz taking a little bit of time on getting the pitch signal from Sisson, and the umpire calls timeout upon the request of Oscar Salazar. 0-2 pitch. It's going to tail foul on the first base side. The count will remain no balls and 2 strikes. That one was close.
Close, yeah, about 3 feet foul from where we're looking.
And that would have driven in 2 runs.
Count still 0-2. Just don't need to give him anything fat. He's looking for something over the middle. He should be swinging at anything close. See if Kreitz can get him chasing something.
Here's the 0-2. Slap too short. The throw at home is in time. Tag in time. And so that'll be the second out on the 6-2.
Good job by the infielder right there, coming home, getting the tag at the plate, putting the glove down, getting him out.
And yeah, that'll bring Caden Casper to the plate, the right fielder for the Rouse Raiders. He struck out looking in his first at bat and had a fly out too short in his second at bat. And a little bit of a delay for some reason. I'm not sure what that was. I missed it.
2 outs, runners on first and second. Get a force out on the bags.
So Kreitz delivers to Casper. Called strike on the outside corner. Nice job by Caden Sisson to frame that one.
Yep, good fastball by Kreitz.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's outside. One here. Kreitz to Casper. Catches the outside corner for the second strike in the at-bat.
Good fastball there.
Yeah, I'd like to see a strikeout here, close the side. It'd be a second of the inning. Kreitz glances back at second, delivers the 1-2. It's fouled back. Count will remain a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, good job by Kreitz. Throwing him just far enough outside where he's not putting him over the middle of the plate. Keeping it at 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here.
Here's the 1-2 from Kreitz. Missing low. That'll even it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Lots of 2s. Let's get the second strikeout of the inning.
That'd be nice.
Throw in the extra 2. Kreitz turns and throws to second, not in time. Going to check the runner.
Yeah, try to catch him sleeping out there. He was paying attention.
Yep. That Reiner Heinrich there at second for the Raiders. 2-2 pitch home in the dirt. The count runs full to Casper.
So runners should be moving on this pitch.
Yep. Payoff pitch with 2 outs. They better be if they're being coached properly. And that slap to left, it's going to tail just foul. The count will remain full, and the Lions dodge a bullet there. That was when I say just foul, it was probably about 5-7 feet, but it faded. Looked like it was going to be fair for a second, and that would have gone all the way to the corner likely. Here's the payoff pitch. Slap to short, handled by Cotton. The throw to first. One hop, not in time. The runner's going to come from third to home, and the runner at first will advance to third, and the Raiders add another run to their lead. It's now 8-0.
Yeah, another unfortunate hop there. Unable to, just an inch off. One of those things where
another
it's
error
a bang
for
bang
the Lions
play.
too.
Unable to come up with the scoop. Throw was low in the dirt.
Coach Grissom going to pay a visit to Max Kreitz on the mound. Colby Diaz scheduled to come to the plate for the Raiders. We'll see if Kreitz remains the pitcher.
Yeah, just one of those things where defense just isn't crisp tonight. One of those nights.
Well, and you give up a couple of runs here in the fifth, and you put yourself against the wall. There's a 10-run rule after 5 innings in high school baseball, so that's what Coach Grissom's probably talking about with his infield. Let's play a full 7 innings here, guys. Let's get as much work in as we can. Give us an opportunity to come back. And Kreitz will remain the pitcher. He'll face Colby Diaz.
Actually doing well tonight. Throwing strikes and
agreed.
Just can't get out of the inning.
Diaz has scored 3 runs tonight. He got on an error in the first and scored a run. He was hit by a pitch in the second inning and scored, and then actually this is his third at bat, so he scored 2 runs. Actually, he scored 3 runs. Yep. He'll take the first pitch as a ball.
Time on the field, yelling at someone over there in the dugout.
Yeah, the second base umpires a couple of times in this game has said something to the Rouse dugout, and I'm not sure if their players are just getting out past the dugout fence or what. If it's a verbal thing that they're doing, it's hard to say because unless you're out there, you can't really tell.
Yeah, 1-0 count. Leander's got to get out of this inning. Got to force at first and second. 2 outs, 1-0 count to Diaz. Finally, the umpire gets behind the plate.
Yeah. He doesn't move quickly to either dugout when he needs to discuss anything. He's got a 1-0 pitch from Kreitz. It's low. Diaz out quickly in the count, 2-0. There is a base if Kreitz happens to walk Diaz, but that brings Mikey Caputo up. He had a double today. There's the 2-0 pitch from Kreitz. Big cut from Diaz. Couldn't catch that one. Nice fastball from Kreitz.
Yeah, good job getting that strike.
More favorable count for Kreitz here at 2-1. Runners on the corners here for the Raiders. They're up 8-0. Here's the pitch. Fly ball. It's in the infield. And that is out 3 Peyton Gordon calling everybody off over there to get the fly ball. And we'll head to the top or the bottom of the 5th. Lions trailing 8-0. Stay with us here on SHN Sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Diamond at Leander. Coming to the plate for the Lions here to lead off in the 5th is going to be the center fielder, Aiden Salazar. He'll be followed by the top of the order, Caden Wheatley, and then Andrew Buentello here in the line 5th. Lions got to get on the board here. Need to do so quickly as we get deeper and deeper into this opener in District, what is the District 25 5A still? Or is
Good
it different
question.
in baseball?
Maybe in some of that paperwork I have there.
Pitch outside for a ball. Let's see if I can find something in here. Yeah, 25 5A. They can sometimes change it on you.
Yeah.
They did in wrestling.
And they'll be changing next year, too.
Yep. That delivery high. It's a 2-0 count. Salazar with a good eye. Gets out ahead.
He's got good speed. Third baseman's back. 2-0 count.
Salazar v. Salazar here. 2-0 delivery from Oscar to Aiden. Aiden slaps it over the shortstop for a base hit. That'll bring Caden Wheatley to the plate with nobody out, and the Lions with a base runner here. At this point, you're down 8 runs, and in this situation is a typical small ball type situation for the Lions. And I wouldn't be surprised to see it here. I wouldn't be surprised to see Wheatley turn around and lay down a bunt on the third base side. And you can see the third baseman up in the grass.
Yeah, they need to get one across, at least break that 0 up there.
First delivery called strike.
Yeah, Salazar's got good speed. See if he gets a big lead over at first. Third baseman is way in. Now he scoots back.
Wheatley got a walk in his first at bat, advanced all the way to third. He'll take a ball on that pitch. His second at bat, he was put out on a 6-3. Here's the 1-1.
Shot
Slap
to right field.
That's a base hit. It is a base hit, and that could score Salazar. He's got the kind of speed. Now he had to hold up to tag up in case the catch was made.
Yeah, that was a great hit by Wheatley. But, yeah, Salazar couldn't take off running because it was just went over his glove in right field. He would have been out. He would have been, between second and third base, and they would have had an easy double play. So,
yeah.
Good heads-up play by Salazar. You're down 8-0.
Yep.
You need to keep runners on base. Now they have 2 in scoring position. And good job by Wheatley with that double.
And they're starting to touch up Salazar for the Raiders here. And that brings Andrew Buentello, the Lions' second baseman, to the plate.
No outs. 2 men on. No force out.
Salazar will step off the rubber.
Got to take advantage of this.
Yeah, you can tell he's a little bit flustered at the moment. Trying to settle down, looking back at second. Wines delivers home. Buentello lays off that low pitch. He wanted to swing.
Yeah, that was good eye by Buentello. Pretty good pitch by Salazar, trying to get him to chase that one down low.
Well, you want to keep the momentum going, and I think Salazar thought that and tried to get him to chase one. That pitch right down the middle for a called strike. And Buentello got a little bit of a gap to his right. The left fielder pretty much straight away. Inside called strike. That was pretty far inside. We've seen it called strikes and not called strikes. So ball and 2 strikes here for Buentello. 2 runners on, nobody out. Oscar Salazar delivers. Sets down Buentello, swinging for out 1 in the line 5th. That'll bring the shortstop, Jaron Cotton, to the plate. Jaron Cotton has been up twice, and he's struck out swinging in both at bats. So he'd like to get a little bit of production here at the plate against the Rouse starter. First pitch from Salazar inside, but called a strike. Here's the 0-1. Outside.
Good job laying off that. You know he wants to drive a run in. Looking for something to pitch. Salazar tried to get him to chase that outside. Good job holding off.
1-1 delivery outside.
Another good eye.
You got to make him throw strikes, but it's tough when the strike zone varies from time to time.
2-1 count. First base is open. He's looking right here for his pitch.
Gets a piece of it. The count will even up as he fouls it into the netting.
Ground ball to second base would score a run.
2-2 from Salazar. Fouled back. The count will remain even at 2.
Yeah, infield's playing back for the out. They're not worried about that run on third base, so any ground ball to short or second base should get the run across.
Salazar winds, delivers the 2-2. Sets Cotton down swinging. That's the 3rd strikeout for Cotton today. Having a tough time at the plate. That'll bring Max Kreitz to the plate. Kreitz drove the ball directly to Salazar in his first at bat in the 3rd inning as he replaced the starter Dylan Capers on the mound and in the batting order. See if he can do something here. With 2 outs, 2 runners on. First pitch outside.
Yeah, Kreitz needs to get some runs here. Now with Leander with 2 outs.
There's the 1-0. It's a little bit low. Called a strike, though. Count even at 1.
Max is aggressive at the plate. If he sees something, he'll take a shot at it.
Slapped out of play on the first base side. He's swinging, and that one gets by the catcher, and he'll be able to get safe at first. And
Trying
the
to go
Lions
home.
have 1, 2 runs. So they clear the bases on a strikeout, and the ball just gets lost on the third base side of the Raiders, and the Lions are able to plate 2 runs and stay alive.
Yeah, great job. Chased that one, but the ball got away, and the runners were aggressive. You know, with Salazar coming in, and then Wheatley right behind him, really aggressive on the base paths, and that's great.
And why not with 2 outs? You need runs. So Flores will come to the plate. He was hit by a pitch and stranded in the first and grounded into a 4-3 in the 4th inning. foul on the first base side with the first delivery from Salazar. Flores down 0-1. There's the 0-1 pitch outside. Count will even up.
The Lions getting 2 hits in this inning off of Salazar, and it paid off.
Drive to center, and it's a high fly ball. The center fielder underneath and able to make the out. It was a deep drive by Flores, but just not enough. The wind knocked it down. We'll head to the top of the 6th inning. Lions add some runs. We're now 8-2. We'll be right back on SHN Sports. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Diamond at Leander. The Lions had 2 runs here in the bottom of the 5th, heading to the top of the 6th, where the Raiders are coming up. Turn it over to Mark here for a little play-by-play.
Yeah, change in pitcher now. Gabe Millard, number 20 on the mound, left-handed pitcher. So, he throws a lot of breaking balls, a lot of off-speed. So, change of pace for the pitching here for Leander.
He came in relief earlier in the year for Dylan Capers and pitched pretty well. Capers had a no-hitter when he left, and they gave up 1 hit the rest of the game. So that was against the McNeil Mavericks.
So Leander's trailing 8-2, top of the 6th inning. Max Kreitz is done for the evening. Actually did well out there tonight. Gave up a couple runs, but through strikes. So we'll see how Gabe Millard does out here. Coming up for the Rouse Raiders will be the second baseman, or the third baseman, number 4, Mikey Caputo. Had a double in the first, the pop up to second base, and then looks like an error on the second baseman as well through another pop up was behind him. So here we go. Leander Line Baseball on SHN Sports.
Leading off the top of the 6th inning for the Rouse Raiders, number 4, Mikey Caputo.
Outfield playing straight away. First pitch by Millard, the lefty. A little bit low and inside for a ball.
That's a pretty good pitch. It was low, but Caputo able to lay off of it. May have been taken the whole way there, though.
Strike. Count now goes to 1-1. Yeah, I'd like to see 3 up, 3 down. A little bit of momentum there for Leander in that last inning, getting 2 runs across. A little bit low, 2-1.
Caputo had a pretty good eye up there.
High and outside. Count now goes to 3-1. There you go. Strike 2 on the inside part of the plate. Count is now full to Caputo. Foul ball, first base, out of play. Count will remain full. It's turned into a great evening here tonight weather-wise, Chuck. Couldn't ask for anything better, really.
It's beautiful. I brought a jacket just in case. Don't need it.
Nope. Payoff pitch. Pop up short to second base, and he is able to catch it
Nice play.
just off the ground. Nice play by the second baseman, Buentello.
You know, I missed that one on the camera. I apologize. But
We're all
right.
getting used to the double angles here. We're working on it for those of you watching and listening.
Pretty good play there by Buentello at second, though.
So now up the third base, or the catcher, number 5, Carter Heinrich.
He looked like he was going to turn and bunt, but pulled back. 2
walks and a strikeout tonight.
He took a ball on that bunt attempt. Well,
Another
big break on it.
Yep, ball inside. He likes to throw those off-speed pitches and curves, so the count goes to 2-0, 1 out here, top of the 6th. There's a drive to right field, tailing away from the right fielder, and it is going to fall for a base hit. Nate Seaman over to pick that one up, throws it in. So a hit for Heinrich.
Now batting number 3, Blake Gonzalez.
And now up to bat, the shortstop, number 3, Blake Gonzalez, had 2 walks and pop up to the shortstop. Middle infield getting set for a double play ball.
Need one bad here.
Looks over at first. Drive to left field, pop up. Should be an easy play, and it is. Oh, and it is. Looked like it almost popped out.
Almost did.
So that'll be the second out of the inning. And that was, I think that was Damian Stout out there in left field. Looks like we have some changes here in the infield. Also Thomas Fowler at third, so 2 outs here for Leander. Millard with the pitch inside. Landon Miller batting for Rouse, had a single, a pop-up, and a strikeout. Called strike. Top part of the strike zone. Count goes to 1-1. Rouse fans didn't like it. Well, get used to it.
Yeah. Had a few on our side, too.
Drive pop up to left field. Stout getting under it. And that's the third out. Good job by Millard coming in. 4 up, 3 down. So we'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Leander trailing 8-2. You're listening to Leander Lion Baseball on SHN Sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Diamond at Leander. Leander getting ready to bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Caden Sisson going to be stepping up to the plate. Oscar Salazar still on the mound for the Rouse Raiders.
Well, finally touched him up for a couple of runs, but it was a bad pitch from Salazar that allowed those runs across.
Yep. Yeah, hit by Aiden Salazar, then a double by Wheatley, then a pass ball, and Kreitz gets on first, and 2 runs come across. First pitch high for a ball. Yeah, Sisson tonight is a strikeout and then a fielder's choice. Swing and a miss.
Big
Took a cut at that one.
Yeah, big cut. He was swinging for the fence there.
Count goes to 1-1. Called strike low, but he calls it a strike across the outside part of the plate. Count goes to now to 1-2. Ground ball towards second base. Picks it up, throws it to first, and Sisson is out. First out of the bottom half of the sixth.
Now batting number 25, Chase Rowland.
So now Chase Rowland is coming in to bat for Peyton Gordon. First pitch called strike. Fastball down the middle from Salazar.
Seemed a little bit high, but okay.
0-1 count. Breaking ball high for a ball.
I didn't see too much of a difference in the level of those two pitches.
Pop fly, right center field. Right fielder coming over, calls him off, gets under it, and that's the second out.
Salazar seems to be cruising again after giving up some runs in the last half inning to the line.
So with 2 outs, Nate Seaman is now up to bat. Had a walk and a pop up to the second baseman. See if we get something started here with 2 outs. 2-out rally. First pitch way outside for a ball.
When it's outside enough to pull the catcher out of his stance, that better not be called a strike.
Fastball called for a strike on the inside corner. Count now 1-1. 2 outs here. Bottom of the sixth. Outside. Ball goes back to the fence.
Just a bit outside.
Count now at 2-1 to Seaman. 2-1, 2 outs. Here's a pitch from, off of the pitcher. He's able to pick it up and tosses it over to first. Oscar Salazar getting the out with his right shoulder. So that's the 3rd out. Leander unable to get a run, so we'll go to the top of the 7th inning. Leander trailing 8-2. You're listening to Leanderlands Baseball on SHN Sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Here at the Diamond at Leander. Top of the 7th inning, Leander is trailing 8-2. Millard back out on the mound. And up to bat for the Rouse Raiders, number 42, left fielder Jack Knight. Good job by Millard last inning, coming in and pretty much shutting him down, one man on. First pitch for a strike. Ground ball to shortstop. Comes up, picks it up, throws it across, and he is out. Roland able to scoop. Ball comes out, but he does call him out. That was on trying to pull that out of his glove. So good job by Cotton at short, picking that up and throwing it across.
Now batting number 9, Heinrich.
And back to the top of the lineup for the Raiders. One out here, Reiner Heinrich. Number 9, second baseman up. Had a walk, fly out to left field, a strikeout. And then he was able to score in the 5th inning. Taking his time, adjusting his gloves. Now he steps in the box. Inside for a ball. There's a strike over the middle. Count now goes to 1-1. A little bit low and inside, breaking pitch. Heinrich able to hold off on that. Count goes to 2-1, one out here. Just a bit low. Good pitch by Millard. Count now goes to 3-1. Don't want to put anyone on. Here, top of the 7th. Line drive to second base. Buentello with the grab. Another out for Millard.
Great play defensively by Buentello, and the line defense has really settled down since the flurry of errors in the first half of tonight's game.
So now Oscar Salazar is coming in to bat, the pitcher. Had a walk hit by a pitch, got on in the 3rd, and a fielder's choice in the 5th. And there's a drive to left center field that's going to fall in for a base hit. Salazar over to pick it up, throws it in. So Millard was basically in control. 4 up, 3 down, got 2 outs, and now a base hit. So he's done a really good job coming in tonight, Chuck.
Yeah, he just needs to get this one out and get the line offense back on the field so they can try to make some kind of rally here.
Yeah, batters, it's always difficult when you face people like Capers and Kreitz throwing, hard fastballs and then change of pace with Millard, but he's doing a great job.
And he's a lefty. That also, will throw you off if you're used to the pitch coming from the other side.
Ball 1. Crafty lefties, they always make it all the way up to the big leagues.
Well, there's more and more of them, so that percentage will likely lower, but yeah. You don't
ground
even
ball
have
up
to
the
be
middle,
great.
Just enough to get through. Base hit for Casper. So I've had back-to-back hits by Salazar and Casper. Runners at first and second, still 2 outs here in the top of the 7th.
Got to get that 3rd.
And now up to bat number 22, Colby Diaz. Diaz got on with an error, hit by a pitch. First 2 at bats, he was able to score. Oh, and there's another, got plunked, so.
Load them up.
They're laughing because they think they know each other, so Diaz made a move towards Millard.
Yeah.
Breaking ball just kind of came in, so bases are now loaded.
Yeah, if like we said earlier, if Capers wanted to hit somebody, he's not going to throw a curveball. If Millard wants to hit the guy, he's not going to throw an off-speed pitch.
So now Mikey Caputo up with the bases loaded. 2 outs here, top of the 7th inning. Force out at any bag or the plate. Lefty's first pitch. Drive to center field. Salazar getting under it. Easy out. 3rd out of the inning. So last at bats for Leander coming up. Bottom of the 7th, trailing 8-2. You're listening to SHN Sports. Mark Sickles, Chuck Cracy. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Leander Lion Baseball on SHN Sports. Here at the bottom of the 7th inning, last at-bats for Leander, trailing 8-2. Aiden Salazar coming up. Had a nice single out to left center field to start the 2-run scoring inning for Leander. Now pitching for the Rouse Raiders, number 33, Alvarez, right-handed pitcher. First pitch to Salazar. Ground ball to third base. Picks it up, drops it, tries to throw it across. Unable to get on or get the runner out, so Salazar are able to move down first base, and he gets on by an error.
Hey, we'll take it.
Yep.
Base runner.
Now batting number 19, Damian Stout.
So now Damian Stout, who came in to left field, is now up to bat, has good power. Have a runner at first base. Salazar, Stout up to bat. Alvarez from the stretch. Ooh, first pitch plunks.
Hey, another
Stout.
runner, though.
So now we have 2 base runners on for Leander. And that's what we need.
And that was a fastball.
Yep.
That one's going to leave a mark.
You know he
For
didn't
sure.
intend to do that,
No.
but yeah, it just got away from him. But Damian Stout able to take that one on the hip. So now batting is number 16 for Leander. And that is Chase Langing coming in. A lot of key hits in some games earlier this season. Chance Langing batting from the left side of the box. Runners at first and second, no outs. First pitch from Alvarez. High for a ball. Yeah, we talked off air about let's see if we can put a dent in this early. So far, so good for Leander here in the 7th. High curveball. Did not break enough. Left it up. Ball 2.
Good count.
2-0 pitch to Lange. Drive to left center field. Is it far enough? Nope, it falls to the shortstop. First out.
It looked like for a second when it got off the bat that it might have enough on it, but it just kind of faded.
Now stepping into the box, number 2, Jaron Cotton, the shortstop. So far tonight, he has 3 strikeouts. He's due. Yep, we both said it right there. Not keeping Salazar that close at second base.
Puts a big gap between first and second.
Curveball, breaking, swing right through it. Strike 1.
He was ahead and underneath it.
Yeah, they're not worried about the base runners right now, not keeping really either of them on. Fastball outside corner. Looked a little outside, but he called it a strike. Now count is 0-2, 1 out here.
Yeah, the catcher framed that pretty good. It's a little obvious, but.
Salazar getting a little more of a lead. Jumps back. Low ball. Catcher able to block that. I think Salazar is getting ready to take off, but good job keeping that in front of him. Leander trailing 8-2, have 2 base runners on, 1 out. Count is 1-2. Cotton at the plate. Oh, called third strike fastball. Called on the outside corner. That looked outside from up here.
That's a tough break there.
So Sam Pangarelli is now coming in.
Got 2 out, 2 on. Let's see if he can get this rally really into gear.
Alvarez on the mound for the Rouse Raiders. Salazar went 6 full innings for them, giving up 2 runs. Umpire finally getting his mask ready. Here we go. 2 outs, 2 runners on. Pangarelli up to bat. First pitch, Alvarez. Drive to right center field. Will it fall? It's hanging up there. Right fielder comes in and was able to make the catch.
Yeah.
That will be the 3rd out. A couple more feet, and that would have been in the gap. Well, thank you for tuning in tonight. For Truck Tracy and Mark Sickles and SHN Sports, we appreciate you listening to the game. Final score is 8-2. We will be on the air again against Cedar Park tomorrow night. So tune in, and we will catch you tomorrow night. We appreciate everything. Great game tonight. Great weather. Unfortunate outcome, but hey, there's always